They're the masters of the mountain, tackling the roughest, toughest, steepest slopes they can find, expanding the limits of skiing, competing head-to-head on the World Pro Mogul Tour. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Snowbird, Utah for the 1990 World Pro Mogul Tour World Championships. I'm Rod Elisha, and today the world's best professional mogul technicians will be taking it on head-to-head in the World Pro Mogul Tour World Championships. And the best of the best will drive away in this brand new 1990 Toyota 4Runner. Brought to you by Moosehead Light, the official beer of the World Pro Mogul Tour. And by Nuprin, the medicine that gives you big pain relief in a little yellow pill, in tablets and caplets. The mogul, defined by Webster's Dictionary as a very important person, a member of the ruling class, or a large pile of snow the size of a Volkswagen that can be skied over, around, or through. For the World Pro Mogul Tour, all those definitions apply. The ruling class of skiers doing combat side by side in a single elimination pyramid. And for the championships, our skiers will be competing here at Snowbird, Utah. A skier's mountain featuring some of the steepest bump chutes in the country. Snowbird is a mountain made for skiing, but the mountain itself is only the groundwork because Snowbird averages over 500 inches of snow a year, the world's best snow, blanketing over 2,100 acres of glorious ski slopes for shushing November to June. 7 chairlifts in the famous 125-passenger aerial tram with skiers to where the trails are long and the views spectacular. Rounded out with a full-service year-round resort, and you have Snowbird, Utah, a magnificent ski and summer resort. An incredibly steep slope known as Silver Fox is the stage for our championships, and here with a closer look is some of our competitors.
Okay, today we're on Silver Fox Run, which is regarded by many mogul skiers as probably the meanest of all mogul runs in North America. Silver Fox has a tendency to want to make you go where it wants to put you instead of you skiing it. But we have a lot of good skiers here today, and the snow conditions are real good and fairly soft. So the skiers should be able to, make their own turns and go where they want to go. Air is going to be tough. There's big air bumps, but you're going to have to really maneuver on your landing, be ready to turn as you come down. It's going to be a very fast course, just because of the pitch of the course.
It's going to be real slushy today, deep. Speed's important to get through the big slush bumps. Rained a little bit this morning. I think that the airs are going to be good, and I think the key is a lot of speed and big air.
I'm excited to be here today. We got a fantastic turnout. Good crowd lining up the run for the preliminaries here. We're all going to be going for it hard. I like the race starting late in the day because I'm not a morning person. I'm thinking that one run will put it in there for me today. It's going to do a big run, press the judges right off the bat to show them I'm here to ski. Come a long way, all the way from St. Paul. I'm ready to do it today.
Last night the course did not freeze. This morning we woke up and it was raining out, and right now, as you can see, it's sunny out and warm, and the course is very soft, and today you're going to have to be right on top of your skis to keep them from getting stuck in the slush.
And now it's time to get right to the hot action with the bumps, jumps, and crashes of our preliminary round. More great action is still to come from the World Pro Mogul Tour Championships. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to the 1990 World Pro Mogul Tour Championships from Snowbird, Utah. There's a skier right here at this mountain that has been on the Mogul Tour longer than any other competitor. He's known as the old man of the tour, and with good reason. He's lasted in pro mogul skiing through 5 administrations in the White House. He's a local hero. He skis right here at Snowbird. His name, Dean the Machine Murphy.
Well, it's great to be home again. It's been 5 years since we've competed home at Snowbird here. Like a long road trip for a pro team or something. The snow and the sun look great on the mountain today. Should have a very good competition here. This year is going to be my 14th year on the pro tour. Probably the most fun thing I've ever done in my whole life is compete skiing. I really enjoy it. I think I'm staying here doing this so long just because it is so much fun, and the people I've met on the tour have been great people to meet. I think probably some of the most interesting people I've ever met. A lot of death this week. I bet we probably will have 70 of the top pros coming out of the woodwork from all over the country. We also have some competitors visiting from Australia, Sweden, Austria, some French guys, and they're making this tour real competitive. The younger skiers tend to be faster nowadays. In the old days, me and Joey Cordeau and Chris Thorne, a couple of the guys like that, we were the fast guys, and there were only 3 of us. Nowadays, everybody's fast. I think the younger skiers, through the training programs they've come up through, the amateur ranks of freestyle, all the coaching they get, which none of us older guys really got as youngsters, has really improved their level. They all ski fast, they make good turns, very, very competitive individuals. Me being a little older than everybody else, I tend to have to be a little smoother just because I don't want to be injured. I want to be able to keep skiing long into my later years. When I'm not skiing, well, I run the Powder Hound, which is owned by Sports Stalker. It's a high-end clothing store on the deck at Snowbird. And then in the summer, I run a summer ski camp. Actually, I am half owner of World Pro Mogul Camp. We run from mid-July to mid-August up at Mount Hood. And basically, we train people everywhere from age 13 to 56 to try and ski moguls better. I came to freestyle in the golden years, the old Midas World Trophy Tour. I've had my nickname since like the first year on the tour. It's Dean the Machine. It's kind of a nice nickname. It's actually a compliment because I make the turns. Basically, I make the same turn no matter if it's icy, if it's steep, if it's soft. It's a very quick turn, an accelerated turn. I use my ski to actually power me out of the turn, and I use my tips to slow me down. It's very quick. I think that's probably my best athletic ability is my quickness. For the future, I see myself definitely competing as long as I'm healthy. The tour, I can only see getting bigger and much, much better. It's just going to be great for the sport of skiing because out there, I think honestly, every skier on the mountain really wants to be able to ski moguls well.
Well, here at the championships, we've seen sunshine, rain, snow, cloudy weather. It's snowing again now as we move into the round of 8. And as we expected, some exceptional skiing in the early qualifying rounds. Some major upsets. Dean the Machine Murphy and Dave Hill both out. It's Murphy's home mountain. But some familiar names also in there, like Scott Goff and Cameron Boyle. They're the overall points leaders going into the World Championships. They're both into the final 8. Nicholas Valhooley from Killington, Vermont, also in. Pete Megadeth Moline from Arapahoe Basin, skiing well here at Snowbird. He's psyched up and into the round of 8. Robert Aguirre, a former World Cup competitor, also in. And some other skiers in there include Paul Lane, an upset winner over Murphy, and Sid Daly, he was an upset winner over Hill. Todd Deemer also in. He's been skiing well the last couple of weeks. Let's go back up on the hill into the snow for our round of 8. Well, the snow really starting to come down here in the round of 8. It's the current tour leader, Cameron Boyle, into the round of 8, taking on Todd the Dream Deemer. Cameron with some superior air up top. Deemer not skiing as well of a line early, but look at those knees go. He's really taking on those bumps, giving Cameron Boyle all he can handle. Boyle with another classic, a double air, almost a triple at the bottom. Pretty close at the finish line, a tough one to call. Cameron Boyle skiing with aplomb. But we're going to have to see how the judges score this one. Too tight to call. And it goes red course, Cameron Boyle. Their stage for the next run in the round of 8. It's Nicholas Valhouli versus a gentleman and a great skier, Sid Daly from Buck Hill, Minnesota. Daly on the blue course. Valhouli once again draws the red. Daly with a little trouble landing that air, but making some excellent turns. The blue course seems to be a little bit faster. It's definitely bigger on air down at the bottom. Valhouli giving it all. Chopping through the bumps. A single at the bottom. Daly gets the speed. Tough to see in the snow. Daly calling for the win. And it's blue course winner Sid Daly into the round of 4. Judges are ready for what should prove to be one of the best matchups in the round of 8. It's got Robo-Koff, a little bit of trouble injury-wise today on the blue course. Robert Aguirre, former World Cup competitor, on the red. The superior air goes to Koff. Doesn't look like he's feeling any ill effects. It's not until after the run that he shows that he even had any trouble. Aguirre being pushed to the limit. He knows what it takes. Koff with a double air at the bottom. Aguirre with a triple. Koff across the line first. Tough one to call, too tight. Koff automatically gets a speed judge by crossing the finish line first, and he wins it overall 4-1 versus Robert Aguirre. They're staged and ready to go on Silver Fox, an outrageous bumped up course. It's the World Championships of the World Pro Mogul Tour. Pete Megadeth Moline on the right side of your screen. Paul Lane from Zephyr Cove, Nevada on the red. Little splitster, the superior air goes to Moline. Little bit out of his line, though that hurts him. Now Lane goes down. Megadeth has been coming on strong all year long. Maybe he's finally going to get into the top 2. If he wins this one, he's into the 4. Megadeth with a pretty good run. Looked like it was superior to Lane's after he fell and couldn't hold his line together. Pete Megadeth Moline with a pedal to the metal, and he's into the round of 4. Pride, Passion, and the Greenback Dollar still on the line for our final 4 skiers. We'll check them out head-to-head in just a moment. Welcome back to the exciting World Pro Mogul Tour World Championships here at Snowbird, Utah. Here's how the judges discern which skier moves on in the round and which one goes home from the championships disappointed. There are 5 judges looking at 4 criteria. First and foremost are 2 turn judges. They look at both competitors, scoring on the quantity and quality of turns. There's also an air judge, simply looking for that monster air, the biggest, the best execution, and a good landing. There is a speed judge, looking for the first skier to cross the line, and an overall judge looking at all that, plus the overall excitement of the run. We have some great women skiers here for the championships. Let's take a look at their highlights. We have 4 women remaining in the championship round. This runoff is between Sydney McGee on the red course, Shauna Anzuris on the blue. Anzuris, a competitor at just 1 event this year. She didn't fare so well there, but she's been skiing well here. Some say that she's gotten some tips from Cameron Boyle, the men's overall Grand Prix champion this year. Sydney McGee with an obvious advantage here, carving, slicing, dicing those turns, making her way down slowly but surely. A nice spread eagle at the bottom, and then some trouble coming across the line, but she's got plenty of, plenty there in terms of speed and everything else. Sydney McGee on the red course, the unanimous winner, and once again into the finals for the 9th consecutive time. We're ready to rumble with the second of our ladies semifinal round. It's Patty Pinnell, the number 3 skier on the tour, versus Katrina Ammer from Vail. Pinnell right here from Utah. She lives nearby Salt Lake City, works for Marker, and she is the only gal to beat Sydney McGee this year yet on the tour. Pinnell versus Ammer. Ammer skiing very well. Could have an upset on her hands. Pinnell a little tentative through the bumps. Ammer curving very, very well, coming up to the final air. A spread by both gals. Little trouble by Pinnell. Ammer may have an upset on her hands. She crosses the timeline first. These are the world champion women. The number 1 and number 2 competitors meeting in the finals. Cindy McGee on your right, Katrina Amer from Vail, Colorado on your left. McGee has beaten Amer every time out this year. Her 9th consecutive finish in the final 2, and possibly it'll be a world championship for Cindy McGee. Amer skiing excellent here at the championships, but Cindy McGee looks like she just may be too much for her. Double air from McGee at the bottom. Amer has trouble. She will finish second. McGee will be the world champion and will go out a champion of the women's bracket here at Snowbird, Utah. And she's the winner of the world championships and the Grand Prix overall. Ladies and gentlemen, Cindy McGee.
It feels great. I'd like to thank Patty for making me ski faster. I'm sorry she didn't make it to the finals this time, though.
Well, let's reflect, let's actually project to the future and Cindy McGee for 1991.
School. You heard it here, folks. Back to school.
Could be the last hurrah, but Cindy McGee, the world champion at Snowbird, Utah. One surprise in the round of 4, that is Sid the Bad Boy Daly, formerly of Vail, now Buck Hill, Minnesota. Also in Pete Megadeth Moline, and our top 2 current leaders on the Grand Prix point standings, Cameron Boyle, number 1, and Scott Goff, number 2. It's the round of 4, and we're set to go with Sid the Bad Boy Daly versus Cameron Boyle, the current tour leader. Boyle on the right side with nice turns up top. They both hit some good airs. Almost touching the low clouds, Cameron Boyle carrying excellent speed, carving those turns. Sid Daly having some trouble, and he's out of it on a disqualification. Sid Daly will finish in the top 4, but Cameron Boyle moves on to the championship.
Let's hear for both skiers.
Another fine matchup for our second semifinals. It's Scott Robocoff on the blue versus Pete Megadeth Moline. Moline with the early speed lead. A nice air at the top for Moline. He was sky high on that one. These two have met before at Arapahoe Basin. Koff pushed Moline to the limit and pushed him again this time, and Moline goes down. Scott Koff with a double tip drop, and he's going to win this one. He again is too much for Pete Megadeth Moline. Well, we're down to our final 2 skiers. It's a grudge match to end all grudge matches. As expected, our top 2 competitors on the World Pro Mogul Tour all year long. Now they match up one final time in the 1990 World Championships. Cameron Boyle, Cameron Hollywood Boyle will be on your left. Scott Koff is on the right. Koff, a 4-time champion on the Pro Mogul Tour. Bull skiing well at the top. Boyle with a double air. A twister spread by Koff, gets a little out of line. Cameron Boyle, another classic run. Koff coming on strong, neck and neck as they approach the final bump. Koff with a triple air, Boyle with a double, equal across the line. And here's how they score it. Red course winner, Cameron Boyle. Well, it's no surprise. Not only does he drive away with a brand new 1990 Toyota 4Runner as the Grand Prix champion, but he's also our world champion on the World Pro Mogul Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations goes to Cameron Hollywood Boyle.
Thanks a lot, Rod.
Well, it was no different today. You met up against a good friend, Scott Koff, and you once again came out on top.
Yes, Scott's definitely the toughest guy to come against, and I'm glad I always see him in the very end because he's definitely the toughest guy on the tour to ski against.
Cameron Hollywood Boyle, the 1990 World Pro Mogul Tour Grand Prix champion. Welcome back to the World Pro Mogul Tour. Each week along the tour, we've had our crashes of the week. Those biffs, blunders, and bashes in the bumps and jumps that the competitors sometimes exercise in the heat of competition, as our crashes of the year. Well, those are the crashes. On the flip side of that coin is the aerial acrobatics that the competitors perform, jumping off of those bumps, leaping high into the air, sometimes throwing triples or helicopters. They're the aerial acrobatics known as our airs of the year. Well, each week on the 9 weeks of the World Pro Mogul Tour, Nuprin has saluted the skier of the week. Here at the championships, we of course salute the skier of the year. He's the overall Grand Prix champion. Nuprin salutes and congratulates Cameron Hollywood Boyle, the 1990 World Pro Mogul Tour Grand Prix champion. That wraps up the 1990 World Pro Mogul Tour with the World Championships from here at Snowbird, Utah. Right now, let's reflect back on the 1990 Tour and all of its excitement and grandeur, as well as right here at Snowbird, Utah for the finale, the World Championships.